I was trying to get purple clothes, but like all them men are purple clothes, I'm sorry.
I didn't get your memo at all.
He tell me, well, that just in case. Those are Bishop's affair.
Oh, shall you say that now, please?
You could just ask me for the number.
He probably doesn't want to add you to his contacts.
Billboard. Billboard again, thanks. 3079. International Women's Day billboard again, thanks. Is that? International Women's Day billboard. Okay. With the order for course. The order for course. Thank you. Let's go down. Play now. Stand by. Come down, stand by. Right here. Ready, sir?
It's International Women's Day 2023, and we at Tobago Updates, we have been celebrating women for the entire week, and tonight we have a beautiful panel here to discuss things about women for International Women's Day 2023. Our topic, or the theme rather, for International Women's Day is innovation and technology in gender equality. But before we get into that, I want to introduce to you our guest tonight. Let's start with Miss Stephanie.
Hi, good night everyone. I am Miss Steffi Edwards, educator and entrepreneur.
And then we have Miss Ascala.
Hi, good night, everyone. I'm Ascala George, also an educator, also an entrepreneur and visual spoken word artist.
And Miss Abini Taylor.
Hola a todos. Bonsoir a tous. I am Abini Taylor, foreign language enthusiast. I am an author, educator, just like my colleagues here, entrepreneur, and of course, I just love to embrace life. I'm an embracer of life. I am Abini Taylor.
And you are all beautiful women. I am Adana Kambi, and I am your host tonight, and I am your communication consultant. So we are all entrepreneurs, we are all educators, and we are here tonight to discuss things that will advance education. We're talking about technology, right? As we said, the topic, or the theme rather, for this year is digital innovation and technology for gender equality. That's a big, heavy, loaded topic, right? So when you heard that the topic or the theme, what did you think of it, or what did you gather from it, or what does it mean to you?
Well, innovation. I love to consider myself being an innovator. I would have won an award for it some years ago at the UWI for being an innovative counselor when I was on the guild. But I love thinking outside the box. I love thinking about what makes you so different. Be innovative, be creative, be mind-blowing, break that glass ceiling as a woman, you know. So when I heard of the theme, I was like, and that's some period. Women, we need to be more innovative and we should be a part of this movement. I know we may not have been experiencing the great inequality with regard to technology and stuff in all parts of the world, but when I heard of the theme, I was like, that's it, we're moving to a different level in 2023 with women.
Of course. Ascala?
Well, for me, when I heard the theme, I went back.
Right.
And yes, as Abini said, we are in fact moving to another technology. But I went back and I remembered as a child, a lot of times when technology was introduced, it was male-oriented. So you will see boys playing with their Nintendo. Yeah, so that's how PlayStation. So that's how technology was really introduced back then. And it wasn't really something that girls would gravitate to. Later on, we saw the introduction of STEM education, and with STEM education, we saw coding and robotics, and again, male dominated. You know, I could remember when STEM came to school and they asked for volunteers, it was mostly boys. But in recent times, you are seeing girls having more interest.
Yes.
So it is, as Abini rightfully said, the innovation is sparking that interest for the technology, and now girls are coming into it more, and that is amazing.
That is so true, because I'm thinking, how can you survive in these times without any interaction of technology?
Yes.
You know, it's a part. It's right now. It's a part of who we are, how we exist, how we live, how we make income.
Yes.
You know, it's a part of our
Everything.
daily lives. So, exactly, it's part of our daily lives. You know. So, Miss Steffi, what do you think about the topic? What was your interpretation?
Well, first of all, what stood out was the digital as opposed to digital,
Correct.
which means that we are trying to be quite inclusive. We want to get everybody on board.
Right.
And one of the things that I appreciate is that we are focusing on women and young girls, you know. As my colleague said, you know, we have been focused so much on men getting into technology and that kind of thing. But women can do it too. Girls can do it too. And sometimes even better than the men, right?
Yes.
So I dare to say that we should come up with ways to encourage our young ladies to really get into that avenue of creating the technology, things they want to see, things that can help them. You know, we want to guide them along that line.
But how do you introduce girls more into the affinity for technology? I think that, as Abini said, it's not as unequal in our part of the world, because you see a lot of them, especially in the schools. As we've introduced it into the schools, you see them, they're doing a whole set of things, you understand, with this technology.
Yes.
But how do you emphasize it more to attract them to balance it a bit more? Because, I mean, we have so much to offer as women, as girls, as a female gender. So how do you introduce it more to ensure that there's that level of balance? What do you think?
As we've been saying, technology is everywhere. So the introduction of technology has to be in a hybrid setting. So if you know that girls gravitate to a particular thing, then you can infuse the technology in that thing that the girls are gravitating towards. Whether it is blogging now, and you want to be a makeup artist, and you're creating your blog, you have your technology infused there, you have your links and stuff like that. So you put it in a way that women and girls are interested. Yes, they're also going to go into things like coding and data analysis.
I was about to say, yes.
Fine, great, we want that. But we also want to make sure that in the more traditional female fields, we have the infusion there as well. So we want to hit them from both sides, the traditional as well as the unconventional. So in both fields, you infuse that technology and get the interest of women and girls.
Yeah, but here this now. Sorry, you're about to say something.
Yes. One of the things that I think we also need to do is to present more female role models to the younger ladies. Bring in the females, have them see the women actually being a part of, you know, building that technology and doing things with that technology. I mean, our young people are into TikTok and these things, even infusing it into the classroom setting, give them a little project. I know that, you know, there is some red tape with using social media, but we have to meet the young ladies where they are.
That's right. I believe in that. Anything? Listen to me now. I discovered this new a whole set of AI popping up all over the place, right?
Yes.
Me and no technology person. I mean, I could interact with it, but I am the type of girl who say, do this to me and I will pay you, right?
Yes.
But it is important because of the popping up of all these AI, it is important for us to really get a grasp of it because, as we mentioned earlier, it's also a big part of your income. Because once you take advantage and you can manipulate these fields, apps and these different programming, you could apply to literally every single thing.
Correct.
You understand?
As you would have mentioned that technology is so powerful. Being innovative with technology is even more powerful. And what is beautiful, and I find that the topic is so fitting, because honestly in 2020 March we know what happened, and that forced all of us to get online. Imagine having baking courses online. I always bring up Rachel Hines, Take a Taste Caterers. She would teach you how to make the softest bus-up shot online. You're telling me that's not innovation? And even when she makes all those little memes, or we say, and to advertise her business, listen to me, persons we can make, so everybody, money motivates. And everybody wants to know they can make a money or make a dime online. I can imagine you're paying a rent, teaching classes somewhere, and now you shift online. You bring this physical setting online, and you master it and manipulate it now to reach your students. You're going to have the little physical space, but sometimes when they miss it. But thank God. Gracias a Dios for COVID. I love it. 2020, we have become so innovative and creative with technology. And as I would have mentioned, in this part of the world, we don't have the whole inequality, because in some places, for example, some parts of India, women are not even allowed to get. And even there was this at this time in Cuba where there were only certain spaces where you could have accessed internet, and when you would have accessed it, would have been like dial-up. But now we're shifting away from that person's having Wi-Fi in their home, because the government would actually monitor the internet in Cuba and all those places, So it's like, thank God that we are in this part of the world. We can utilize technology. We can even be innovative. And there are so many women creating apps to accomplish different tasks. And for me, that is like top tier. Top tier.
All right, so Abini just said a lot. But hear this. I was listening and you educated me, because we take for granted that we have access to
so many
technology. And I recently upgraded, and then I want to know, why is this running so slow? And then Abini is over here saying dial up and girls. And I'm like, that is so true. And this is something that is happening in the world and in recent
times.
Current times.
But we are so connected that we're disconnected.
I don't know if you all saw the international, like I'm somebody I like to Google. Thank God for Google. Sometimes we have to use the Encarta encyclopedia. But now we have Google at our fingertips. And when I went on Google, I said, let me just make sure I know what's going on with international women. Say internationally. If you can do that, look at the pictures they chose to promote this year's team. Look at the ethnicity and the background of the persons they use. East Indians or persons some different parts of the world where they don't usually have the ready access to internet, because they're trying to, I think it's protect what they have, because sometimes people think the more you know, you can use it for your betterment, or you could use it well.
Yes.
So that's just my 2 cents. I needed to add there. Ching, ching, ching.
It's a very good addition. We really do take what we have for granted, and I think in our space, the powers that we have, they've been doing a good thing in terms of really introducing and expanding our bandwidth, so that we're able to access all these things internationally. We could just, as Abini said, she Googled something, you could pick up, you could literally,
something
Google.
the children take for granted now, eh?
Yes.
I don't even think that we have any restrictions in what we could search for, what we could watch on television, because in some countries, as she rightfully said, they have strict measurements on certain things that you have access to, So we really are at a privileged position, and I think that is something we really need to take advantage of, and to really encourage those in our reach to utilize the things that we have available to us, right? Ladies, the conversation is going real good. I'm really excited to continue talking, but we have to go to a break. So guys, I want you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back soon.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below, 'cause this is your show. October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over. We live where you vacation. Come let we go, come let we go, come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know. Come find your soul in sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come let we go, come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know. Come find your soul in sweet Tobago.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorns Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorns Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
For the hour, and we are discussing International Women's Day, and our topic, our theme for this year is Digit-All, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. My guests are here. The conversation is bubbly, it is exciting, it is uplifting, empowering, and educational. Right now we want to start talking about women in technology in our country, where we reside. How we interact with this technology and what it has done for us, or what it has taught us, and what we were able to experience through the use of this technology.
Right, so with COVID, we didn't have a choice. Everything had to move. Everything that we did paper-based had to become digital. So it started from school registration of students, getting the students to come online. Who didn't know, but Zoom had to learn about Zoom.
Right.
Right? Everybody had to get in a new email to get in contact with the students. We had Google Classrooms, you know. We had to find videos, find online quizzes, things to keep the children
occupied and
engaged. Right? So
it's so funny because we all can relate.
Yes,
we are teachers in the secondary school. You are a teacher,
that's right.
That's right. I'm hearing Steffi saying, you know, everybody had to learn about Zoom, and we have Google Meet, and we had Teams, and we're going on. I can remember my first online class, it was so ghetto. Let me tell you what I'm ghetto. I printed out my topic. I had my phone over it, like this, recorded. Okay, class. This is, and one day a parent messaged me, and she was like, I missed Taylor.
Oh,
Have you ever
gosh.
heard about Zoom?
We had to learn and learn quick.
So we had to adapt. One thing, teachers, we could really adapt.
Yes,
we could
yeah,
really take
yeah.
and take and take, you know, because we were forced to transform. We were forced to come out of this chrysalis of being in this kind of artist. You know, so and we had to come out of this marking papers like this.
Right.
You know, knowing how to go on Google Docs and mark and to
give
give
feedback.
perfect word, manipulate. And now we can stand being so proud. And I say, you know what, Bini? How to even engage and press with students more because I think they're fed up seeing your face.
Right.
So now I remember messaging this girl, Anissa Baptiste, aka Sana by Nisi. I say, I need a cartoon. Run a cartoon for a girl now. And I say, I want him out to move. And I go just have to do the voiceover. And that's the next thing too. I know nothing. I want to play by again Apple device and all kind of thing. I know nothing but iMovie. Thank God for Brittany Romeo. Gracias. I'm going to teach you how to use iMovie, and you know, and I put that in there. When my students saw that the first day, bienvenidos mis alumnos. So you know, we really had to transform. You know, Steffi rightfully said we never had a choice, but I mean, look at this hand too. We had a choice, but we chose to adapt.
That's right.
We chose not to stay.
You have to move
because persons would say, okay, 2020. No things. I remember some teachers, my colleagues, and I love them so much, saying we're gonna make them catch up in September. September come, we still was online.
Right.
We're gonna make them catch up. One thing we were saying, don't worry, don't panic. Things gonna get better. But one thing I realized in all of this drama, time wasn't stopping.
Exactly.
Everything was moving. Well, they're still thinking about March the 6th or March the 13th, 2020. I done on March 2021. You know, so we had to transform. We had to move. We had to shift. We had to adapt. It really, if you wanted to get better, we didn't have a choice. So we had to do it. You know.
And I like how you brought up some of the other engagements you had with technology in terms of creating this cartoon, this animation. You know, there's so many other things that we use to improve our products. You know, in the technology, feel like things like using Canva, you know, to create artwork.
Canva make up money.
Canva making money. What? I was on free Canva for like forever. I was I was living ghetto for a little while, and then I was like, girl. But listen, it is worth it, you know, and all the other things that we use to engage, right? We're talking about even creating YouTube channels and how interactive that is.
Welcome to my YouTube page.
That's
Please subscribe and like and share.
Right. And you know, let me give you this joke.
Right.
So, as we're saying, YouTube channel, I am realizing that a lot of young people are looking at YouTube channels. So all a girl went and do she YouTube channel, Scully and the Earthlings, whatever, right? So I did a nice, I'm telling you, right? People laughing at me. I did a nice series, Germination of Plants. And you know, it was long. It was hard. It was a lot of hours. I want to take this time to say Tobago Updates, what you all make seem so flawless and simple,
but it's not.
No,
boy.
It's hard. It's time consuming. And then at the end, it was a 10-minute video that took 7 days.
To bring together.
Correct. But all the students was like, oh my gosh, Miss, that was so good. It was so funny.
Next topic.
Learn this.
Next topic like that.
And you're like,
and
oh my gosh,
And then you get to learn from the experience.
Yes.
To teach the children how to
teach.
Right.
As we're talking about whole education with technology and stuff, and I know the next time you go and do it, it wouldn't be 7 days. It might be 4 days.
Exactly.
It gets better.
You actually get to edit in real time, you know, because they get more acquainted with the do's and the don'ts and the things I didn't know before that I know now. So, you know, our interaction, we're really and truly not restricted in the way that some other people are, you know, and I see a lot of girls, lots of young women really, really engaging. TikTok is another place that they listen to me, they live there, right? And listen, using this TikTok, some of them, even our local people, because sometimes when you log on to TikTok and they say, oh, I left my corporate job and now I'm making X amount of money on TikTok. And I'm like, listen, we can't do that here because I know how to do that. But truth be told, we have local people actually maximizing and monetizing TikTok.
Affiliate marketing.
You understand?
Subscription.
So many different, exactly, that they're using right now. They have Amazon storefront. They do all kind of
Amazon
things.
influencers.
Influencers,
Yeah,
affiliate.
exactly.
Like, listen, I'm an Amazon affiliate.
Right?
Right? So you're actually using the technology to make your income, as Abini said earlier, money motivates.
Correct.
So once you realize that there's a monetary value attached to it, you'll be more inclined to say, listen, I want to learn this. You have to sit down and learn this. For me, it took a little while because I'm like, oh my gosh, I want the money, but I want it now. Why do I have to make 1,000 videos before I can get like, you know? But some people actually make the commitment to say, listen, I'm going to draft my content for a whole week, for a whole month, and I'm pumping out that content, and it works.
And you see what you just said? That's my favorite C word. Commitment.
Yeah, I have to commit, yeah.
And a lot of persons don't believe or they don't understand what comes with commitment and consistency. All these women who we are praising in the technological world, where they created apps, they created all the things on TikTok. We want to start, but I ain't going to the coding because me don't understand coding and them things from IT in school. Big up Mr. Mentor Batisto's my teacher, but I really don't understand it. I don't make bio and languages. Right. So it's like I am so I like be like, oh my God, commitment, consistency. That is all it takes. Stay committed. With commitment, you're gonna breed fruits. You're going to, because let me tell you something. This thing that we call life in general, this is talking about technology and whatnot. Life operates in seed form. Whatever you plant, that is what is going to grow. If you plant complacency and laziness, you are not going to reap the fruit of that.
Amen.
Exactly. So when you said commitment just now, oh my God, it just went straight back. You know that in the movies, there's a kind of flashback and that's what in my mind. And that is what is going on with women now. Women, we have been planting seeds and we have been, help me, germinating and watering and putting them. I'm going to teach what is the one thing? You're going good. Right. So that is what has been happening over the years. And this 2020 just happened to be the year where we focus on technology. But women have been trying over this. Because I have been fighting up in Microsoft Excel. I have been fighting up with postermywall.com too to make my posters and boom, bam, over time. When I look at my camp flyer from 7 years ago, I said, thank God for improvement. So yes. So as I was saying, like, women, we operate just like life in seed form. Most of us stay committed when we want to get something done. It is in our nature to be that. And I am so happy and proud to be a woman. I was getting emotional. I go tranquila.
Being a woman is a beautiful thing, you know. And let me tell you, what I talk about there is mainly us trying to find our space, our place in the space that we are. Because, you know, most industries are dominated by the opposite sex, by men, right? And so we really have to put that high level of commitment and passion and determination. And I think that is why we show up even more. You know, that's why we show up, because we like are fighting for this space. And sometimes, especially as a woman, you're not fighting for this space for just you alone.
You're telling me.
You understand? You're thinking about the others that are coming up behind you. The maternal part of us, the feminine instinct, the caring and nurturing. I have to leave something for you to follow.
Nature to be nurtured.
That's right.
With nature, we can't help it. Oh gosh, wow.
I'm telling you.
That is true.
Love it.
And you know, one of the things that you just said, fighting for this space, when we bring it back to technology, and we always hear this global market. Now, earlier, I have been on IG, and you know, they just pop up reels, random reels.
And
explore. When you see what both women and men are making millions of dollars doing, whether it is something as simple as knitting, whether it is something as simple as standing, holding a cup in your hand with some words here. No, that's technology, right? Once you are able to be consistent and you find your tribe, the people that relate to your product, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. I have found that to be true.
Sky's the limit.
I have found it to be true.
Yeah, for real. So technology is really one of those boundless things that you just have to dive into and learn as you go, so that you can make better posters
Yes. I'm even feeling, but I'm feeling good.
And more cartoons and these kind of things. Imagine teaching a whole Spanish class or a whole class or whatever it is in cards. So you're reaching every single group.
And
you
even,
understand?
see, we talk about digital education as well as part of the whole theme with International Women's Day for 2023, right? But I was saying, like, going online, right? That actually makes Judith and I try to improve the service. That's different story for different days. So we will get into that. But that forced us to go and Google Spanish app to learn this topic really easy and interactive. That made me learn to find games where I could plug in like Family Feud online and drop in some topics. And I saw my students, majority. Bishops, we didn't really suffer so much. I'm a large number of students not coming online. Those who were not in the minority. So we actually got to take advantage of different apps and bringing students and reaching them through that space of technology. Because even now we are physical. But if we can't meet, I'll say, I go drop some work on Google Classroom. We could do the assignment on Google Classroom. I'm not coming to school tomorrow. I should be taking me there and really taking my rest now, but I'm sending work still on the Google Classroom. As I said, thanks to COVID, boys. COVID really had it.
It pushed us in the right direction where we needed to be.
Yes.
A scholar spoke about something where she said, coming together. We as women need to come together. We need to come together. Everything is not about competition. We need to uplift each other and push each other in that direction.
One of the
things that I admired before I came into teaching, I was doing the Women to Women program with Ministry of Tobago Development, where women would come in and learn literacy and numeracy. And it is something that I find so important that we need to go back to that. We have so many of these ComDev courses. Yes, we're doing baking and all these other things, but the educational aspect, the literacy, the numeracy, women are the ones really leading the household for the most part these days. We're being honest, right? Women are leading the household these days, and if they can't lead their charges in that direction,
exactly. And then, of course, with the same introduction of technology, because somebody might be, let's say, the same literacy class, sometimes we're shy or we have a little bit of pride or you don't want everybody to know, well, I can't really add 10 and 10 and, you know, you do it behind a screen. You know how to, you know how to send WhatsApp. So you would learn how to figure out how to answer, you know, from behind a screen. Everybody don't need to know that I in this class. I can keep my camera off once it's allowed and I do whatever you send this information in Google Classroom. I do my work and I submit it back to you, you understand? And that's how we could, you understand, that's how we could interact with this for people who are not too very forward and want to be like, I'm going to put on my camera on Zoom. Talking about that, you know how much times I hosted workshops and I'm like, please, could we put on our cameras? And you know why? Because I want to see all your face.
I want to see your beautiful
You want to see your beautiful. Yes, I want to see the interaction. I want to see if when I say something, you're going to smile, you're going to chuckle, you're going to laugh, you're going to bow down your head. I want to see that, you know? So one of the disadvantages that could have come with that is that, but it's all about how you bring it back to the focus that you want it to be, you know, to ensure everybody's engaging. That you really had to learn how to make this technology engaging for you and for those, you know, in your care.
Allow me to poke the bear a little bit, right? Now, this is not a question for us to answer tonight, but I feel like if we're talking about women and we're talking about digital, right? And I feel like if the older folks, women and men, are being left behind, right? So how can we, because when Steffi said that you were instrumental in the woman to woman courses, how can we as women participate in programs that introduce technology to the older men and women? You know, so ask the question to the camera and the powers that
I was instructed to direct this question straight to you. How do we engage the older people to get them to learn the technology? Because we're not leaving nobody behind.
Exactly, but they have to want it too, you know.
Correct. True.
Because sometimes some people come do this something.
Yes.
I said, no, sit down
Sit
and listen.
let me show
I
you.
want to write down the instructions for you. And they follow. But I see my mom, she has definitely adapted to the WhatsApp and the Facebook. She commenting and saying, I see you put up a picture. And I'm saying, but what will we John tell like and I told my mommy some years ago, well, they ain't gonna put on the phone, but when did you tell was done for I need a data plan because I need to watch my arm. She does watch the big updates back too. She's and I need to do it. She must say what she watching it now. She like not going to bed, but you know, I see, and my mommy 60 plus, and she willing enough. And the other day I show her to watch WhatsApp status. So now she like, I go block she from my status. But first of all, you have to be willing.
Yes.
You have to want it.
Yes.
Very rare. Some people say, pass the house phone for me, but everybody has cell phone. I don't need the house phone. Mommy's house phones are very important. We're going to have it there still. But as we coming back to what you would have mentioned, they need to want it first.
Yes.
Be willing to help them.
But then
sometimes we're not the patience. They have to want it.
But I like
to keep up.
I like the direction you went because that's an intimate setting. So you're able to say, call me show your mommy. You can lie down on your bed with her. Same place she is right now watching us. You know, you can lie down on the bed. Let me show you how to do this. You know, and you actually engage them. They use their hands. You taught them to write. You see that? Press that button. Scroll down. Go across. So you engage them from that level. Right? So you do what you can where you can. And for the others, you just have to try your best. Unless they don't want to, then you just leave them be. Right?
Correct. With the CK.
So you know the conversation going real good all year. We're so happy that's all here. Don't forget to share the live. We're continuing. So all your women in Trinidad and Tobago, I think we're doing well with the technology. I think we're engaging well. I have seen a lot of new faces, faces I didn't know before. I shouldn't say new. Faces I didn't know before that's popping up all over the place doing all sorts of things, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube channels, Facebook, Facebook and Reels now.
Love it.
You understand? And as Abini say, Mommy Joan commenting on your Facebook status. And you're actually seeing people in our generation, well, a little bit older than all, but still, people in our generation talking about their parents. Mommy, come off. Where keep commenting on the status for? Why are you? Why not? And then answering the phone, but they're on Facebook asking you where you are and posting a pictures.
Etiquette.
You understand? Oh gosh, but I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and we have come very far. I mean, there's still far to go, as I mentioned earlier, with all the different AI that have been introduced and stuff like that. But we're doing pretty good as women in technology in Trinidad and Tobago.
Love it. Women in all fields so much.
Yes. I mean, because actually we use the technology in every single day. I can't think of a
in
field.
church, correct.
But
of course.
as we're talking about reels, right?
Yeah.
But I'm old school when it comes to church because I like to sit down with my Bible. So, and I put on my highlighter, I have my book right on the extra notes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But when you watch some reels, you'll see a pastor, please turn your iPads to 1 Kings. But everybody come with their phone, download their Bible. Technology again.
And it's moving pretty quickly,
I mean,
so
we
have to get
we have
on board.
female pastors doing it too, but as I say, my church, we old school, we have Bible. But I want to try to bring the point in how digital is everywhere.
Technology in church works for me because when I don't know the words, and it's up there
on the screen. I was just about to say that.
And it's up there on the screen, and you want to dance at the same time. And you sing words.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
So it does work.
It was really
give me him book for that.
You know, everybody being at home, church was still able to go on and experience
Bible study. Some churches didn't even come back physically, especially those churches who were renting
struggling, and some are struggling to come back.
Forget about
some are struggling to come back. But I mean, it's all over. We're using it. I love it. I think it's a beautiful thing.
It is. Once used correctly.
Just continue to engage in it and make
it's used. Once it's used,
appropriately,
yes. Correct. And we have to guide the younger ones.
And I think we really, as women, need to guide the younger ones with that. Because
left on their own, I mean, it could be good and it could be disastrous.
Yes.
You know? And once it's online, it's online.
Online.
And even as you say this, I know one part of the International Women's Day is how we protect our girls and women online. As you just mentioned, something you just said, it just like Matrina, but how do we protect women and girls online? How do we do that? Like by what? Applications to block them from certain sites. Tell them, teach them netiquette as in don't respond to every man that's saying, I will give you $100,000 if you come to Nigeria. If you know what I mean, we don't know. That is a big thing. That is a big thing.
We're getting ready to go to a break now. There's so much more to talk about with women in technology in Trinidad and Tobago and all over the world. But before we go to the break, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back with more.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tapago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tapago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tapago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tapago's at your service.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over. We live where you vacation. Come let we go, come let we go, come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know. Come find your soul in sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come let we go, come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know. Come find your soul in sweet Tobago.
We are back. It's International Women's Day, and we are talking about innovation and technology and gender equality and what all of that means. So we've been having conversations and we're talking about all sorts of things. What I want to ask you, our viewing audience, is how has COVID, because you know COVID is the place that this whole technology thing really sprung to the forefront. How has COVID deepened your relationship with interacting with technology, and what kind of results have you seen from the engagement? What platforms do you use mostly? And where's your tribe? Because remember earlier, Miss Ascala talked about finding your tribe. Where's your tribe? You know, COVID really brought us to a place where we had to do it. We had no choice. And we know that for a fact. But what I want to find out, what we want to talk about now is how does our engagement with technology, our understanding of technology and manipulating it and using it for our benefit, how does it help with gender equality and bridging the gap?
All right, so I'll take this first. When we are talking about gender equality, a lot of times we talk about money and the disparity in pay for a lot of people in a lot of different fields as it relates to men being paid significantly more than women. Now, when we look at technology, we realize that it gives the mainstream technology that is trending now, right? It gives a lot of women the ability to make the same amount of money or more than their male counterparts. So the technology field doesn't really have that bias in terms of earning potential. So that's one benefit of the money.
Definitely.
We could make money in technology.
And especially, as you said, the technology that is trending now.
Yes.
Because it really, the face of technology really has changed over time. So what trending now is where the money's at.
Correct.
You know? You have anything to say, Miss Edwards? What is your contribution to this? How you think this the advancement of technology is going to help with gender equality?
Well, for one, advancing technology among women and girls gets our point of view out.
Yes.
It gets our opinion, our voice heard. It gets things going in our favor so that you can create apps more suited to women. When women are at the table, you know, we get...
Conversation is different,
Of course, conversation is... Because, let's be real. Women are planners. We plan.
We organize.
Men you throw out an idea to men and they don't really think as in-depth or as all the issues that a woman would have.
The nitty-gritty.
The nitty-gritty. And we need to be inclusive, right? Inclusive is not just training two women into the mix just to say we have women on the panel, we have women represented.
Yes.
We need to hear the different viewpoints of women, the different age groups. Our young people have a lot to say now. It's not like long time where, you know, we would say,
keep quiet
and have respect. Yes, you can speak. Yes, but do it respectfully. And our young people have a lot of ideas, and we need to get that out there and build on that so that they could enjoy what lies ahead for them. They are building technology for their future and for their offspring. So we have to get them at the table. We have to get them at the table. We have to get them doing it. We don't just want the thinkers, we need the doers.
That's right.
Because coming up with the ideas and not putting work behind it yields no real benefits. Right? So we have to get the doers on board and we have to be inclusive.
I'm thinking of a scenario where the use of technology was so influential. Same TikTok, we staying right where we know, right? That's why we know TikTok is what happening now, right? And that's
Instagram Reels too.
Well, Instagram too, but TikTok is the spot, right? Yes, right? And I remember scrolling through TikTok one night because what I do is I also gather content there from other communication specialists that I could use in my lessons, and I'm sure all the others do the same thing. So it's not plagiarism, right? Right? And I was scrolling through one night and I saw an influencer from the US. And she was saying for the month of October, which is, I can't remember what it was, but she's saying all women are we going to color our hair pink.
Oh, with breast cancer.
It was breast cancer. Breast cancer. There you go. And listen to me. Let's say I saw that at 7:02 p.m. I went to do something. I went to do something in the kitchen. I come back, I scroll through, I see about 20 other people say, we're going to color our hair pink and we're going to do something. And every time I went back to that reel, I realized that all the people who were following her and who agreed, they were adding on and adding on and adding on and adding on and adding on. So there is great influence. So you could see us getting closer and closer to the equality. And you mentioned this is the type of platform that does not discriminate.
No.
Because once I get on there and the income potential is there, TikTok doesn't care if I'm male or female.
Yes. Correct.
Once I understand the algorithm and I know what kind of content to put out there and I know how to,
manipulate.
I good.
Yes.
You understand? So I think we're moving closer with the type of technology that we have now.
Yes.
When it comes to the AI, artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
home girl still got some learning to do. Home girl needs to, and sometimes what we need to do also is to break the barriers in front of us. Because I'm thinking, oh my God, this a new thing again. I just learned this. But you had to keep up. You had to keep up.
Adapt and keep up.
Yeah, but even these technology, they are forcing us to be multidisciplinary. So you now have to be your own video editor. You have to now be your own researcher, and I'm talking about in-depth research. You now have to be your own data analysis. You have to now be your own critic. So at the end of the whole process, you have skills that can give you a tangible return. And then in the quest of attaining those skills, you now acquire knowledge. So it's like a win-win.
Of course.
You know, so it's really a wonderful time for women and girls.
And imagine how pretty your resume could look, although you probably don't even need the corporate role anymore because you got your TikTok going and you're just popping out videos and TikTok paying you, Amazon paying you. You know, it really is a beautiful thing. You know?
Work from home has become so real. You know, those who always thought that you needed to have a physical job to go to, you have an office space. COVID made us realize that there's so much money to be made even sitting at home.
Right on your bed. You just brush your teeth for the morning, you pick up your phone, you say your prayers, pick up your phone and you start money start rolling in. You understand?
Apart from working from home, it also showed us about maximizing time. You know, you have a
maximizing my 24 hours.
Listen,
that was very voluntary. It's the papa.
It teaches us how to maximize our 24 hours.
That's right.
And we can do that with maybe a 5-hour work day, and you know, you just condense everything because you have the technology helping you to finish whatever task you need to do.
And needing to go to the bank,
whether you send it out
baking a cake, in class,
and you pay a bill.
How many errands can be done?
You send your
Correct. Imagine how much time you're wasting in traffic.
Oh my faith.
Commuting to and from a place that you could only put in 8 hours. But if I stay home, that 8 hours there, I do that in 2 hours and keep it moving and move on to something else.
Productivity,
you understand?
Time is money.
Yes,
time
exactly.
Is money, and we want to make sure that what we do, it's not consuming our time while producing a quality product. And technology is allowing that.
Just to do that, yes, and giving us our space. Giving us our space on the different platforms where technology is advancing as we speak, rapidly advancing with time.
But as Abini was saying, it quite often takes a trigger to make it happen, because prior to COVID, in schools, they were encouraging us to integrate technology. Prior to COVID, in schools, they were talking about e-testing. And there was a lot of resistance. A lot of
Even when we went online, there was some resistance.
Yeah, but when you realize you have no choice, right?
If you don't have no choice, you adapt, right? And so we have seen quite a lot of people adapt positively. And if you didn't adapt, then now you're a dinosaur and
now we're playing catch up.
You become obsolete.
Exactly.
But we are adapting as girls and women.
Yes,
we are not
being left out at all.
Be left out
at all
as we forge forward to just make this place better.
Of course.
You know, so
how do we get the younger generation to understand that they need to adapt and adapt now? Because technology is changing every day.
But I think the younger generation, I think
them want the technology.
Listen to me, I have an 8-year-old son, right? I see on this boy tablet, he make a Canva flyer. I say, where you get it from? I just use Canva. How?
No, but it's them.
How?
I'm not going to say
how you get Canva?
what we have to do.
What you do?
Correct, but we have to let them know to use it positively. And where to guide to you. Because It's my students that teach me some things.
Yes.
Miss,
Yes.
when we know on Zoom, I didn't know nothing but disabled because I said, who is writing on my screen? The next time somebody writes on my screen, I will take you to my class. Actually, I come with my inbox, Miss, can I score up at the 3 dots? Go down my disabled and all. My students, them know the thing.
Yes.
So they were born into technology.
Exactly.
We were born into Mavis, Beacon, and encyclopedias in the library by Scarborough.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But we had to, we had the one start that because they're born, knowing how to operate a tablet, how to go on. How fearless know to get onto YouTube?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Recently, I bought a drawing pad, right? And, you know, Adobe Illustrator, load up my we call it the software and stuff, and I started practicing, and I wasn't good.
I wasn't expecting that.
I was expecting a wow factor.
I wasn't good. No, a wow factor. I wasn't good. So I put it back in the package and I closed it down and I put it to the back. And then I came home about 2-3 months ago, and I saw my son drawing on it. Initially, I was like, why would you? And then I looked over, and the drawing was amazing.
You were blown away. Yeah.
The drawing was amazing. So how these younger generation, how they're interfacing with the technology is what they know.
You see, the thing with us is we are afraid to fail or afraid to be laughed at.
Yes.
But them trying everything. I have a niece. She's a year and a little bit.
Yeah.
That little child know how to swipe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
she picking up the TV remote.
And take
pictures. she pressing when the channel are changing. She trying to, well, maybe it's her phone.
Yeah.
You know? So trust me, they're engaging and interacting with this technology, and they know exactly what's going on, and they are the ones that will drive us into the place of equality. Because they as Abini said, they were born into it. That is what they were born with. That in their hand. They were born with it.
Yeah.
So I don't see a challenge with them actually interfacing with it at all. I don't see a challenge. As a matter of fact, I am waiting to see what is next.
What they're going to create.
What they're going to create. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm waiting to see.
Let me just say this really quick. You see that what is next thing? We need to be very observant about what is trending. So as women and girls, pay attention to what technology is coming next, because that might very well be the next big money maker, the next big educator, the next big trend maker. So pay attention. Don't just look at it as fun and games.
That's right.
This technology thing is serious.
That was real good, and I just want to see the AI and them all learn. Them. It's about 25 million of them floating around. So jump on now while it's fresh and new, so you can learn the grassroots of it, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the way I like to slide in and everything we have. You understand? I don't understand. Listen to me. It was a beautiful, beautiful discussion.
Sorry, I offended, but go ahead. Carry on.
Oh gosh! In closing, what would you like to see, or what would you like to say, or how would you like to encourage our listening audience, female listening audience? I'm sorry, men, we're really talking to empower women because it's our week, it's our day, as a matter of fact. We still have a few more hours in our day, so we're talking to the women. What would you like to say? How would you like to empower, or what would you like to see in the changing face of technology as we advance?
I would like to see more programs geared towards our women, educating our women, teaching them how to use basic apps, things to get by. Just recently, my father was going to Trinidad, and why? Straight a bit here from the women. But my father was going to Trinidad, and he called me, how are you using this Google Maps thing? I need to get so by, so we need more programs to educate our women and our girls to get them on board. We have to bring it to them. Some of them don't know how, so we have to bring it to them. They have to see us interacting and engaging with it, right? So that they can take pattern and build on that.
All right, so my advice for women is to pay attention to the apps that your children are using. And you want to pay attention to the apps for two reasons. technology is awesome, but it can be dangerous. It can be something negative. So you want to make sure that you, as the parent, you're up to date so you can weed out those negative things.
Yes.
But then we know this is a technology world. We're not going to get away from it. This is where we are going. So you don't want to discourage the positive ones.
Right.
So pay attention to the apps, be abreast, weed out the negative, and allow your child to interface with the positive. Yeah,
Miss Taylor.
Well, if you can do that for me, can you repeat what the question was so I don't stray, because we have a tendency to stray as teachers.
Right. So it really basically was, in closing, what are the things you would like to see as technology continues to advance, or how would you like to encourage or empower our listening audience?
All right. So, firstly, Joyeuse Journée Internationale de la Femme. Feliz Dia Internacional de la Mujer. Happy Women's Day to all of you women. I want to see more women creating these apps. I want to see more women at the head of the hierarchy with regard to technological transformation. I want to see a new Facebook, and not a man creating a new Facebook. I want to see a new Spanish or French app. Oh, that's a good idea. And I want to see a woman. I want to see women just taking the front and being the leader, standing like this for the picture.
Yes.
I want to see the first woman in so many different things with regard to technology, because we can do it. If men could do it, we can do it better. Behind every strong man, it's a stronger woman. I'm just saying, women, we have to take the front, be brave, be courageous, be confident. Because if you are not confident, why must I be confident in what you do? Be observant, of course, and just do the thing. And the power, remember, is in the doing. And of course, you have to commit to it.
Yes.
It wouldn't happen overnight.
Yes.
It will never happen overnight. But remember, the power is in the doing. Thank God for the Scarborough Methodist School.
Yes.
They got the Picton Street posse.
Yes. I finally fit in.
I think the motto was, the will does it.
That's
and
right.
that has resonated with me throughout my entire life. And please, let's do the do.
Okay, we saw it. So guys, in closing tonight, what I would like to see, or what I would like to encourage, is when we get involved in all these things, technology and innovation, is that we have fun.
Oh yes.
Life
Enjoy.
is so demanding.
Yes.
Life requires so many things from us as women. So I just want us to enjoy it, have fun. Yes, we want to make an income. Yes, we want to leave a legacy. But let us try to have some fun while we do it.
Oh, yes.
Don't get stressed out or think, oh my God, I have to get this today. I have to get it now. Just be consistent and have a good time. Enjoy it. Guys, it was nice.
It
was nice. I enjoyed it. Teach me them things now. I want to
make it up avec plaisir.
Avec plaisir. You know, it really was a good night, and I really enjoyed. There are things that I didn't consider or think about where technology is concerned, because it's just something we do every day. And you all brought a lot of it to light tonight. So thank you guys so much for sharing this space with me tonight. To make update, you are doing a good thing. We thank you and we appreciate you for acknowledging us as women, and for acknowledging our dominance in some of the spaces, and not being intimidated by who we are, but supporting us as we celebrate International Women's Day 2023. Thank you so much for being here. This has been For the Hour.